Hello, hello, everyone. It's Doug the Dog Guy here with Miss Lulu and little Stella. And I just picked them up here in Miami, Florida. And over the next 4 days, I will be driving them all the way from Miami to Telluride, Colorado. You guys might recognize these dogs from a vlog a few months ago when I actually drove them to Florida from Colorado along with Basher and Shifu. You guys just saw me drive Basher and Shifu back to Colorado 2 weeks ago, if you're following along with my weekly vlogs. I love these girls, and I am really excited to be making another run to Colorado. So come along with us. I had a 1 hour flight down here to Miami from Jacksonville this morning. Then I took an Uber over to the client's home, picked up Lulu and Stella and their car, and now we are about to make the 6 hour drive back up to my house in Jacksonville. We'll stay there tonight with my dogs, and then we will start heading west tomorrow. Alrighty guys, we made it here to my house in Jacksonville, Florida, and we got the whole family lined up here. The pups were so excited to see each other again, and we've been running around the yard playing with each other the last few minutes, and we're about to have dinner now. I always love when I get to stop at my house on pet transports like this, and the dogs really love it too. It's fun for all of us. Good morning, everyone. We had such a fun night here together as a family, and we're getting the car loaded up right now. It's about 6:30 in the morning, and Lulu and Stella slept right next to me all night. They kicked Turkey out of his spot in bed. Our goal for the day is to make it to around the Jackson, Mississippi area. So we'll be driving west on I-10 through Pensacola and Mobile, Alabama, and then we'll start going kind of northwest up through Mississippi till we get to the Jackson area. And I'm about to load the dogs up into the car right now, and I thought I would show you the situation with the car. So you guys know that I do private pet and auto transportation, so I'm usually driving the dogs in their family's car. And that's the situation here. I'm actually driving them in a Ford Bronco that has a lift on it with some huge tires, and I'm a little tiny guy, so getting in and out of this car is pretty funny, especially trying to get the dogs in and out of it. I hope that you guys get a laugh out of this. I was laughing at myself yesterday, the first time trying to get into this thing. I need a step ladder, honestly. So you can see here that every dog that I transport is connected with a doggy seatbelt that is buckled in down here, and every dog wears an Apple AirTag connected to their harness the entire time we're on the road. Of course, I would prefer to transport the dogs in a crash-tested crate, something like a Roughland crate. I've talked about this in previous transport vlogs, and if I was transporting in my vehicle, they would be in crates. But when I'm flying around the country and then picking up the dogs in their car instead of my car, I have to work with the supplies that the clients give me and kind of go from there. While I'm showing you the car setup, I thought I'd show you my snack situation up here. Of course, I have a full case of bottled water. Then I have some grapes and some blueberries and some cinnamon rolls from Costco, some trail mix, big bag of popcorn, some carrots. Eating grapes and stuff like this just helps me stay fueled up while we're on the road, makes me feel a little bit better, and helps me save a little bit of money at the same time. All right, we've been on the road for about 3.5 hours, and we're stopped here getting a little walk in at a beautiful rest stop here, kind of close to Marianna, Florida, right in the middle of nowhere, Florida. So we've had smooth sailing this morning so far. We've gotten gas twice already. This Bronco is a gas guzzler. It kind of wants to dance like all over the road as we drive too. I've never driven a car with a lift kit and huge tires like this, but it does not want to stay in the lane and like stick to the road the way that some cars do. It just kind of wants to bounce all over the place, so you really gotta drive it. That's honestly one of the really cool perks about doing pet and vehicle transportation that I didn't think about when I started doing this. I'm not a car guy, so I didn't really think about how cool it would be to get to drive so many different cars. But, this is my first time driving a Bronco, and if you guys look back through my previous transport vlogs, you can see I've driven dogs across the country in a Land Rover. Last week I drove a Land Rover. The week before that I was driving a Mercedes. The week before that was a Hyundai. I mean, I just get to experience the world in different cars, and that's pretty cool. We just crossed into Alabama. We're now at the Alabama Welcome Center, which means that we've driven about 400 miles so far today. We just got out and had a little walk here, but as soon as we got out of the car, it started thundering. I don't know if you can see the clouds behind me, but we've been going through rain for the last hour, and I thought we were out of it, but it looks like it's following us. So we got a little walk in here, and then I just got on Priceline and booked our room for the night. We're gonna be staying at an Econo Lodge in Jackson, Mississippi, which is just about 3.5 hours from where we are right here. It's almost 5 o'clock, and the girls and I just got checked into our hotel here in Jackson, Mississippi, and I think we're all happy to be out of the car. It's a little bit earlier than I usually like to stop, but we still covered 600 miles today. It rained on us off and on all day, so we just weren't able to stop as much as I usually do. I usually account for a good stop and a walk about every 2 hours when I make my itinerary. But because of the rain, we just rolled on and weren't able to stop as much. And we're staying right downtown, so I'm actually going to try to take the dogs down to the Mississippi State Capitol building and see if we can walk around down there tonight. But first, I've got to get a little bit of work done on my laptop. I have to finish editing a video, and I have to respond to some emails and other fun work stuff that I still have to keep up with while we're on the road. All right, we are getting our evening walk in here at the Mississippi State Capitol building. How cool is this? I have been to Jackson, Mississippi a couple of times, but I've never gotten to explore downtown and see the Capitol building up close like this. Such a cool experience. This is what I love so much about pet transportation is I get to see the world with dogs, and I get paid to do it. It's just such an incredible experience. So grateful to spend my days doing things like this. We drove around downtown Jackson and just kind of explored the downtown area for a few minutes before stopping here at the Capitol building. And I'm honestly shocked at how much of a ghost town this place is. I mean, it's 6 p.m. on a Monday, so you would think that people would still be getting off of work and downtown and everything. But I've seen maybe 2 or 3 cars in the entire downtown area. Good morning, everyone. We had a great night here in Jackson, Mississippi, and the girls are ready to get on the road. She's waiting on me right now. And I'm replying to a few more emails before we get on the road. I was able to get a good bit of work done last night since we stopped so early. But today our goal is to make it to Childress, Texas, about 600 miles from here. We'll be driving right through Dallas today. So we're about to get loaded up now, and I'll check in with you guys soon. We've been on the road for a couple of hours now, and we have been going through rain and traffic all morning. But the sun is finally out, so we just had a little walk here at a rest stop outside of Ruston, Louisiana. All right, we've been on the road for about 6 hours. It's now 2:30 in the afternoon, and we're stopped here at a truck stop in Terrell, Texas. We just had a little walk and got fueled up, and I went on Priceline and booked our room for the night. We have about 4.5 hours to get to our hotel up in Childress, Texas. You guys that have watched my pet transport vlogs before know that I like to stop as often as possible and see things and experience the world with the dogs. You know, my pet transportation service, I think of it as the ultimate road trip for your dog. I don't think of it as just A to B transport. But there's just not much to see on this route. Like yesterday and today, we're just driving through the middle of nowhere, Texas. We're about to go through Dallas, but it would eat up a lot of time for us to go into downtown Dallas and try to find something to do. So we're going to keep rolling through there. You know, days like today when there's just not a lot of cool stuff to stop and see, are not the easiest to vlog. I've asked you guys this before, but I'll ask again. What do you guys want me to show you? What do you want me to talk about? You know, give me some guidance on what you want me to do in these vlogs, especially when there's days where we're just not stopping to see stuff. Speaking of that, stick with us because we will be stopping at the Cadillac Ranch outside of Amarillo, Texas tomorrow, and we'll be going through Albuquerque, New Mexico tomorrow. There's always cool stuff to see there, so don't give up on us yet. All right, it's about 5:30 now, and we're stopped at a little rest stop by Summer, Texas, kind of on the northwest side of Dallas. And man, the last couple hours have been grueling. Right after my last check-in with you guys, the interstate was actually closed. I don't know why, but like I-20 was closed, and I had to get off of the interstate, and I was on, I took like a bunch of random side roads and made my way up to like Forney on Highway 80. It ended up killing like an hour of time because I had to pull over, and the map, I tried Waze, Google Maps, and Apple Maps, and they all kept trying to take me back to I-20 even though it was closed. So I had to just like figure out a route on my own, and I had to keep stopping for that. And it's just a good, I thought this was a good example of how even though it's 2025 and we depend on GPS all the time, if you're gonna be on the road like I am doing these pet transportation gigs, you have to know how to read a map. You have to be able to figure out your way around, like when the GPS will not reroute you and the road is closed. Then you have to be willing and comfortable to get lost. You know, in situations like this, even though they can be a little frustrating, you just cannot let them overwhelm you. You know, and I really try to actively view situations like this as just a cool opportunity to get to see something a little bit off the beaten path and get off of the interstate. And it's a chance to explore, and, you know, you really have to kind of rewire your brain to think that way. And that's honestly one of the coolest things that I've gotten from doing this for a living is, you know, life on the road really uh, helps you just like rewire your brain when it comes to things like this. But we still have about 3 hours to get to our hotel for the night, which means we're going to be stopping a little bit later than I usually like to. So we just got a little walk in here at this rest stop, and we should only have to make one more gas stop for the day. This thing is drinking a ton of gas. At the very end of the video, I'll tell you how many times I had to stop to fill up and what that added up to. Alrighty guys, it's a little after 8 p.m. and we finally made it here to our Super 8 in Childress, Texas. Somebody's gonna have to let me know in the comments if I'm saying that correctly or not. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing Childress correctly or not. Lulu thinks it's correct. But anyway, that means that we covered about 700 miles today. So it was a pretty long day on the road, and the girls and I are happy to be out of the car and happy to have a nice, clean room for the night. We'll be heading towards Amarillo in the morning. Good morning, everyone. We had a great night here in Texas, and we're getting a little bit later start on the road than usual. I had some work to get done on the computer here. So I've just been plugging away with some emails, and I just posted a YouTube video. It is Wednesday today, and you guys know that I post here on the Doug the Dog Guy channel every Wednesday. So I just posted the What's in My Dog Walking Bag video. So if you want to learn about essential dog walker supplies, go watch that video. I'll link it down in the description below. But it's about 9 a.m. right now, so we're about to get loaded up and start rolling towards Amarillo. All right, we've been on the road for a couple of hours, and we are now at the Route 66 Visitor Center here in Amarillo, Texas. I've driven through Amarillo a bunch of times and never stopped here, but we just have a short driving day today, so we get to do a little bit more exploring. We're walking around here right now, and we will be at the Cadillac Ranch here in about 20 minutes. All right, we're stopped here at the Cadillac Ranch on the western side of Amarillo, Texas. We just went and got some pictures with the Cadillacs. This is a row of antique Cadillacs that are like half buried in this field. They've been out here since the 70s. This was put together by some artist back then, and this place is really popular on Instagram. I've said in my previous pet transport vlogs that I think it's a little overhyped personally, but I didn't vlog by the Cadillacs because there's a bunch of people out there and I was feeling a little awkward, but the dogs really enjoyed it. We got some good pictures. We're stretching our legs, enjoying some sunshine out here, and we're about to start heading west again. My plan was to stop in Albuquerque tonight and then finish the drive to Telluride tomorrow, but I was just mapping it out, and with the timing of my flight tomorrow and where the client's house is and like distance from their house to the airport and yada yada yada, I think we might keep rolling on to Farmington, New Mexico this afternoon. I'll make that decision when we get to Albuquerque though, so I'll check in with you when we get there. It's about 2 o'clock now, and we're stopped here at a rest stop about an hour east of Albuquerque, and we just got a little walk in, enjoyed the sun. It's turning into a really hot day, but we're feeling good, so we're gonna keep on rolling to Farmington, New Mexico. I just got on Priceline and went ahead and booked our room. We're going to be staying at a Days Inn, and we're about 4 hours from there now. Alrighty, it's about 7 p.m. and we just got checked into our Days Inn here in Farmington, New Mexico. And it is right on this river. It's the Animas River. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not. Somebody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But just a beautiful river with this trail right here. We've been walking on this. That's the hotel right there behind us. Then we got a nice park over here. There's a bunch of kids playing over there right now. Just an awesome, beautiful place for our last night together. I had planned on stopping in Albuquerque tonight, but from here, it'll only be about 2 hours to get them to Telluride and get them delivered tomorrow. That'll just make it a lot easier for me with catching my flight home after I deliver them and everything else. So I'm sad that it's my last night with these girls, but hit that subscribe button because I will be driving them back to Florida here in just a few weeks. So stick along so you don't miss out on that. Good morning, everyone. We're out here at the river getting our morning walk in again, and we're about to get the car loaded up, start rolling towards Telluride. We've got our last 150 miles from here to Telluride. I'm sad to be dropping these guys off. I really love these ladies. But we got to get there by noon, so then I can get over to Montrose, Colorado for my flight. I'm flying back to Jacksonville at 2 p.m. All right, I got Lulu and Stella delivered to their family in Telluride, and I have to say the drive from Farmington, New Mexico to Telluride, Colorado is one of the prettiest drives in the whole country. I was wanting to stop and vlog and get more video, but I was pushing it a little bit, getting there for my flight home. So I took a couple pictures that I'll put on the screen right now. But their family drove me to the airport, which is over an hour away. So big thank you to them. Such nice people. And like I said, I will be driving Lulu and Stella back to Florida in August. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on that drive. I told you guys that that Bronco was a gas guzzler and that I would tell you how much we spent on gas. So the trip was 2,500 miles and I stopped for gas 12 times and that added up to $515. So I've driven a lot of different cars across the country and this Bronco is the worst on gas that I've ever driven. I've driven a Suburban, I've driven an Expedition, all kinds of much bigger cars, but I think it was something to do with the lift and the big tires and stuff. Again, I'm not a car guy, so somebody explain this to me in the comments below. But I made it home about midnight last night, and then I just went and picked up a rental car, and I am about to start the drive down to Jupiter, Florida to pick up 2 chocolate labs, and I'll start heading north to New Jersey with them tomorrow. So that will be the next vlog that you see next Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be an awesome drive. And I'm so grateful to get to do this for a living. And if you need help transporting your pets and or your vehicle, head over to badtothebonepetcare.com/transportation. You can see some more information about my private pet and vehicle transportation service there. And that is where the form is where you can get in contact with me. So with all that being said, I appreciate you guys watching this vlog. I'm Doug the Dog Guy from Bad to the Bone Pet Care, reminding you to stay positive.